Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everybody. Before I start the presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Awal Nur, in accordance with the assignment given by Mr. Wahid Abdullah. Here, I will present the main mapping that I have made regarding economic growth. Previously, we were certainly familiar with the word economy. First, so what is meant by economic growth? Next, so economic growth is an increase in the ability of the economy of product, goods, and service. In the other word, economic growth refers to changes that are quantitative in nature and are usually measured using gross domestic data or per capita output and income. In definition, the notion of economic growth has two views in general and conventional. The first one, the first one in general, economic growth is defined as the increase in the ability of economy the product, goods, and service. Economic growth is one of the most important indicators in analyzing the economic development that occurred in a country. The second, conventionally, economic point, economic growth is largely a service to material well-being. Economic growth factor are investment sources that are identifiable with capital, human resource, which are identified with labor, quantitative spirit, and technological advance. The second, furthermore, namely the calculation of economic growth. There are two ways that are usually used to calculate in real time and as national income accounting. The first is calculate in real time. That is the term inefficacy of inflation to elimination the distorting effect of inflation on the price of the goods product. The second, national income according in economic growth or economic growth theory usually refer to potential for output growth, namely product at full employment. The second Three, the second, as of a file of study economic growth is generally distant from development economic. The first is basically our study of how country can be advance their economy. The latter is a study the latter is a study of economic aspect of the development process in low income country. Okay, and the four, there are two types of economic growth, namely interest growth and intensive growth. The first is intensive growth. Intensive growth is a growth strategy in which the company review current business opportunities to improve performance. There are three possible intensive growth strategies: a market penetration strategy, a market development strategy, and a product development strategy. And the second, namely extensive growth. In economy, is the growth in the quantity of output product based on the expansion of the quantity of on input used. Differs from intensive growth, which arises from input that are used more productivity. For example, GDP growth caused only by an increase in the population or theoretically would be extensive growth. Thus, broad growth is likely to experience the decline in the years. The fourth is the one assessment to have one effect on long-term per capita chart released on extensive growth by understandable in the long run because so consumes resources to sustain economic growth in the long run essentially on a per capita basis and is good for economic to grow instantly. For example, by improving technology or organization, to be seems thin the limit of economic possibility of production outward. Okay, that the presentation of me mapping in regarding economic growth. Please forgive if there are errors and shortcomings. That and thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.